Well, welcome to another session of Coffee with the Candidates. Today I have John Marquardt with me, who is running for one of the 3 spots available on the Yankton County Commission. Running against him for those 3 spots are Matt Evans, Sherry Loest, Dan Klimisch, and Ryan Heine. Thank you for joining us here today, John.
Thank you for having me.
So why don't you go ahead and start by telling the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I was born in a small rural community in Hutchinson County. Attended a one-room schoolhouse for the first 4 years of my education. When we moved into Emory to go to finish schooling out, enjoyed having some fun down at Milltown Island Park, roller skating and a few live dances. Where I met my wife. Currently, we have 3 children and 1 granddaughter, scattered all over the country. But I've been involved very much in softball, sporting events here in town, and the 2020 Umpire of the Year in the state of South Dakota. So
that is probably where people would recognize you from most,
Exactly.
is being on that softball field out there volunteering your time.
Yep.
So what skills do you have that differentiate you from some of the other candidates?
Well, I'm have a lot of expertise in customer service. I've been around the trucking business for many years. Did sales calls all over the United States. I'm very outgoing. Listen to people, understand them, what they're trying to tell me. I guess that would be my forte on the skills that I have to run the county.
So moving on into a budget question, which I'm sure you've probably dealt a lot with being in the trucking industry
Of
as
course.
well. Management of the county budget is one of the most important responsibilities as a county commissioner. What skills do you bring to the table for budget management, and what are some of your priority areas to create a balanced budget?
I guess my specialties or why I think I'm capable for budgeting in the county. With the trucking company especially, there's you got to make funds available to buy trucks and trailers. Trucks and trailers are if you don't have them, you don't have a company. So you got to make sure that the funds fall into the right pocket. So therefore, managing that for 35 years and being involved in budgeting every year, it's a lot of experience that I've got there. Also, I was the president of St. John's Lutheran Church for 8 years. Budgeting there was sometimes difficult. Going through the pandemic, funds weren't always there and made available, but throughout those 8 years, we did manage to balance a budget every year. So.
And didn't you recently have a mortgage burning, or you were able to pay it off early? Is that what I saw in the news?
We did that a few years back, yes, when the arson at the church, and that was about a $3 million rebuild project that we went through. So, yes.
So there's a lot of conversations about zoning in Yankton County. Can you share some of your thoughts?
The only thing I guess I can say about zoning in Yankton County is the zoning ordinances should be written to protect the residents of Yankton County, but don't hinder the economic growth of the county along with writing them.
So when you talk about protecting the Yankton County residents, are you referring specifically only to ag, or is that
No.
ag and residential?
Ag and residential. I mean, it's if you're out in the country and you have a family farm or something, I know that there's give and take on building 2 or 3 houses on a piece of property, but the ordinance is written so that you got to get special permits to do it. You got to do variances on that property. And it's the same way in town or with the agricultural, how many head of animals can you raise? Whatever the family needs economically, they should have the right to raise.
So do you have any suggestions to enhance the transparency of Yankton County government?
The transparency, I think the current commission has done a decent job with the transparency. And like everything, there's tweaking that needs to be done. Small things, big things that we can adjust. And I would definitely make those changes.
So what ideas do you have to foster revenue opportunities for Yankton County?
It's unlimited. Yankton County is, in my mind, one of the best places to live in the state of South Dakota. We're right by the river. So many resources down there that we can do. Out in the county, there's so many other places that are available for improvement on revenue, gaining revenue, building factories of some sort. It's I think in Yankton County the resources are unlimited.
So at this time, there are approximately 700 jobs open in Yankton County, and in case you were interested, about 30,000 across the state. Does the county have a role to play in growing the workforce? And what about helping with housing?
Of course, the county has an obligation to the people of Yankton County to provide opportunities for businesses to grow, and also every community in Yankton County. We want them all to grow, not just the city of Yankton, or not just the river area, or the entire county needs to have the ability, and the county commissioners have the obligation to provide that to them. Housing goes right along with that obligation. You know, if there's housing that needs to be done, there's grants out there that county commissioners and county people can apply for to help them grow. There was a grant issued to the town of Gayville. Utica had a small grant applied to it. So there's those functions that the county needs to be helped and be counted liable for.
Yeah, it's interesting when we talk about workforce, it is large communities and small within Yankton County that need more workers.
Yes.
And it's nice that a lot of the smaller surrounding communities do have housing options, because there are a lot of people who work within the city who have a preference to live in a smaller community out there. So it's nice to have those variety of options.
Yep.
So what will you do to make sure that all Yankton County residents, whether they live inside city limits or outside city limits, will be represented?
I live in the city. I also work in the county. And through my work experiences in the elevator in Tabor, the rural area, I'm very comfortable with listening to all people. Umpiring, I have to listen to people that live in the city. There's a few rural people that come in and play softball also, but so I listen to everybody. I understand most people, and am concerned about them.
So is there anything you want to share with the viewers today that was not a part of a previously asked question?
Yes. I just want everyone to know that I support and maintain a fiscally prudent infrastructure program. I'm a strong Second Amendment advocate and encourage full cooperation between our local communities and law enforcement officials, as well as first responders who keep us safe and secure. I believe in government transparency and will work tirelessly to create economic opportunity for all citizens. This election is important to the residents of Yankton County. We need a commissioner who listens to the people, considered reasonable alternatives and options, and then make those decisions that are the best interest of all of our citizens, both today and for future generations.
Well, John, thank you for joining us here today. And as a reminder, if you want to vote in person, it's Tuesday, November 8th, and absentee voting is already available. So thank you very much for joining us here today.
Thank you.